So the foundational characteristics of Europe's identity go back obviously a long way into the history of this continent. One could argue that it became Europe as we know it in the Middle Ages. The invasions had more or less ceased, the immigration was more or less settled, the Holy Roman Empire and other great big permanent entities had settled in. So one could honestly talk about Europe. Now, as you move forward to more modern times, Europe gets defined quite self-consciously using ideologies or pragmatic bases such as the economic community. So after the Second World War, a lot of Western Europeans decided that it was time to form alliances based on the practicalities of so many countries living so close together but having such barriers between them. So they tried to tear down the barriers. And so today, for example, it's much easier to get along in one country or another with just your passport. The ideal of the economic community, as the name suggests, is to have much more clout and much more power in relationship to other economies in the world as a united continent than individual countries. The record is mixed, but it is hoped that Europe will become more of a unified economic entity. There's very little consensus on exactly what Europe is. The constitution of the economic community, or now known as just the EU, deliberately left out a reference to its Christian heritage. And I think that's going to run into problems in the future because you can't conceive of Europe without its Christian heritage. So we'll see what happens. The basis of, or the foundation of modern Europe seems to be more economic than anything else. Now, historians will tell you that despite that, you can't avoid the history, the rich background, going back to Athens, going back to Jerusalem, going back to the marvelous mixture of cultural elements that fed. So the future is uncertain. Right now, Europe is functioning largely as a union with economic aspirations.